Hey Saber fans, Tony here from Unsabers, and this video is going to be for my Ultimates and Ultimate Collection. If you're new to the channel, I do install, repair, and review these sabers, so please like, comment, and subscribe. So these sabers are going to be pre-built sabers and pre-configured sabers. They're going to be Neopixel and Profi, and these are sabers for customers that want something perfect right out of the box. They don't have to worry about companies that don't have the updated OS system, that are missing force effects or tracks, and that's the reason why I'm offering these sabers now, because they're selling multiple sabers and that have problems and stuff, and they usually come to me for updates or fixes. The sabers I'm offering will have a Neopixel blade, Profi of course, install 5.9 or the newest updated system. It'll have a battery charger, retention screw, blade plug, and of course a really cool lightsaber stand. Now these will have fonts by K4v2 and K4v2. Now they'll have different variants on them that will have an mk1 and mk2. The mk1 will have very character specific fonts that only follow that character, and it'll give you 10 or so fonts in there. Now if you're feeling spicy, we do have a Mark II that have a less amount of character specific fonts on there, but then have tons of variants that are fan favorites like the unstable blade and give you more blade style variants. Now, if you're interested in the playlists that will be coming out for these variants, I do have an Ultimates playlist called the Ultimate Collection, link in the description for that. And I do sell these sabers, of course, so these will be on my Etsy page, Ronin Sabers, and that link will also be in the description. So without further ado, let's show off this saber. Alright, so this is going to be the install for the 89 Sabers K4v2 Mark I. So this is going to tell Obi-Wan's story from start to finish. Most of the blades styles are blue, which is really cool for Obi-Wan. Now I did put a LS6 in there because this was a shared prop during Return of the Jedi. It was used as a stunt saber, and so I put a LS6 on there. Now, we did have some different blade styles on there as well. This does have a cyan survivor on there, so it's a Jedi Fallen Order blade style, and then we put a Lightsaber as well, just to give you an unstable blade style on that saber, and so we give you some variation of the blue. So I'm going to tear it apart. I did mention earlier what all this stuff came with, but it does have a kind of 89 Sabers kind of stock kind of connector, and then I'll show you how to kind of take it apart if you want access to the Profi board and USB and SD card stuff. So you unclamp it, you want to do these buttons, which are just kind of plungers, which is kind of nice. Sometimes they can be a bit strenuous to take apart. This part unthreads very nicely, revealing the removable battery, and which I'll show you in a minute. And then you can take off this section here, and you kind of give it a wiggle, boop, and then there you have it. So a 25mm speaker, 2 buttons, power and aux. You got USB and SD card access there. Again, you can access it. It's kind of hard to get to sometimes. If you need to, you can kind of pull this chassis out a bit to give you some space in there, but you can access it fine. And then you've got your removable battery, blade plug, charger, all that jazz. And then to put this in, positive goes down, and you do want to make sure.
Oh, he's not dead. Not yet.
As I was saying, you do want to make sure to charge these when you get them, just to make sure they have full battery range and capacity. So of course, without further ado, let's show you the fonts and blade styles. Alright, so these are the fonts on the Mark I. So first up, we've got
Ben Kenobi?
K4v2 by K4v2. So your top button is going to be your power, smooth swing. This one has a responsive, enhanced white swing. So if you get accents, it'll go white. Now blasters, just tap with the aux button on the bottom. Flashes, of course. Oh, I don't want to cover that up. And lock up, you hold the button and clash, which is also responsive. Now lightning block, you want to hold power, tap aux. So right here. And color changing is the opposite, so you're going to hold aux, tap power. And you can just rotate your hilt to whatever you want, whatever you please. And to lock it in, you just tap power. It's kind of nice pink. For force effects, you want to hold the power button for 2 seconds while the blade is sideways. Let go. I try to put as many force effects on there as possible, just for the customer's sake. Now to play tracks, you hold the button for 2 seconds while this blade is off. This has the force theme on it.
Let's just say we'd like to avoid any imperial entanglements.
Yeah. Next up.
Obi-Wan Kenobi.
This is the same OB4 font, but this is the Death Star version. Do Burham. Now if you want to do multi-blast, you hold the aux button for 2 seconds and let go while the blade is on, and it'll give you the multi-blast or false blast to go into multi-blast. You just swing the saber and it'll give you blasters. And then when you're done with it, just tap once more. and you are out of it. Now, this does have gesture features, so you twist off and twist on, which we'll give a second. There you go. This also does have stab on, but that's a bit harder to get. And so, yeah, force effects, of course. This does have the track on it as well. It's when Ben's death from episode 4. So next up, and now this jumps to Obi-Wan's earliest years, the TPM Obi by K-Sith. So this has the Battle Droids track on it from the opening of episode 1. A lighter blue for the blade. Droid cut blasters. Force effects.
Is it in their nature to make us wait this long? I have a bad feeling about this. If they find us, they will crush us, grind us into tiny pieces, and blast us into oblivion. I am ready to face the trials. Once those droids take control of the surface, they will take control of you.
Next up.
This is General Kenobi.
This is Negotiator by Fonts by Fours. A lot of force effects on this one.
Well, I took a lesson from Anakin and decided not to follow orders. There's never time to limber up.
A lot of phones on there. The track for this is just the Clone Wars theme. Next up. This is the Bold One by K-Sith. This is the episode 3 Obi-Wan. The track for this is General Grievous and Obi-Wan fighting into Paw. Next up.
Only a Sith deals in absolutes. I will do what I must.
This is the same font, but again, the battle between Obi-Wan and Anakin. So you have the Anakin versus Obi-Wan track on there. So the quotes from that battle. Next up.
Father's Lightsaber. This is the weapon of a Jedi Knight.
This is a New Hope Graphics by K4v2. This is the newest version. Again, it has that white swing, but enhanced. So you can swing it really softly and it doesn't do it, and then your accents will have white. Good force effects on here.
Help me, Obi-Wan Kenobi. You're my only hope.
I want to learn the ways of the Force and become a Jedi like my father.
Track for this is just the Force theme once again. Next up,
Luke Skywalker.
the LS6 by K-Sith. Of course, has the bar scene on there. It's a lot of fun with the gesture features. Some force effects on here.
This is your last chance. Free us or die.
A lot of fun on that one. Next up, this is the Survivor Cyan by K4v2 and K-Sith. It has a track on there as well from Jedi Fallen Order. Very mystical, very nice. Fed 263's style. So constant pulse. So, next up, Lightsaber by K4v2. Another good one. Another Jedi Fallen Order style on this one. Unstable. See a lot better here. Force effects. Oh. Very quiet. Just force pushes. Next up. And last but not least, you got your passive battery monitor, and of course the party blade. So that includes the install for this K4v2. Now, these sabers are called Ultimates, and again, there's a whole Ultimate playlist, which I'll link in the description, and they are for sale, so check out my Etsy at Ronin Sabers, and link will also be in the description. Of course, have a wonderful day, and may the Force be with you.